Hey guys, welcome back to Ranger Survival in Fieldcraft. I'm Andrew. What I have for you today is a down and dirty video. You know how much I like those. On an individual military reconnaissance kit. This is a kit with items that I put together myself based off my own experience and what I've seen other people use that individuals or small teams could use to help supplement their combat load for reconnaissance missions. It's not an end-all be-all, but this kit will also double, hopefully, as a helpful escape and evasion kit. If you're trying to move away from a pursuer, you could use this kit to help decrease the chances that you're going to be caught. But this kit also has items in it that we can adapt for civilian use, such as hunting. We can use it to spot game, or for trapping, we can use it to help survey an area, or we can use it to help find different routes in different areas or waterways that we want to trap. We can also use a lot of these items and adapt them for an urban survival kit. Whether we're going to bug out or bug in or whatever, we can use some of these items to also look around our urban area, built up areas, and develop our plan of action in an urban setting as well. So this is going to be a good kit. It's going to be a fast-paced video today. We're just going to look at these items, some of the modifications, talk about them, and then we'll conclude and we'll move on with our lives and we'll all be better for it. Stand by. All right, so all the items in here, self-procured, things that we've adapted from just time in the field, time overseas, time doing training, learning from other soldiers and other groups, things that we can adapt to ourselves. Now this pouch, we've got our small utility pouch. Yet again, this thing is a lifesaver. This is meant to either be worn on the load-bearing equipment, strapped to a pack, or even just shoved inside that rucksack right on top and be pulled out and used for someone conducting recon. These are going to have a lot of good items inside because the simplest definition of reconnaissance is just gathering information to answer those critical information requirements for the commander. So all we're doing is just gathering information and reporting back so the commander can make good operational decisions. So this kit is going to give an individual the ability to do that. Now this kit isn't an end-all be-all. We're going to have larger optics and sensors and thermals as part of a larger reconnaissance team. We may even have viewers where we can actually observe live UAV footage as that UAV flies over an area and get a good idea of what's beyond our ability to see with that asset. But this is still a good kit for just an individual conducting recon, especially during training, getting a lot of good experience conducting recon and doing their best to hone their craft or their skill. So let's take a look at this. So open up the zipper. The first thing that's going to be right on top is probably one of the most important items in this kit, and that's just going to be a simple optic. Here we have just a monocular. We've got the looking end over here. We put our eye over here and we look out this way. You'll notice we got a Ranger band over the end of our monocular here, and that simply is to shield the lens from reflecting the sun's rays. You can see my light and then the lens. We want to avoid using optics and then having the sun's rays reflect off that front lens. And so a technique is putting a Ranger band over the front of that lens of our optic device to extend the cover of that lens and provide shade for the lens that's sitting right about here. Put this over top, plus this helps shield the lens and help protect it from any types of bumps or drops if we happen to drop this pouch. Another use with a Ranger band going over the front of that monocular to help block the sun's rays while still being able to look through the optic itself. All right, next, another one that I've seen a lot of my Recce team guys and my snipers use is just a simple pair of pruning shears. These are spray painted, camoed up. Go out and actually use these to cut branches or saplings. We take that vegetation and then we apply it to our gear, to our uniform, and help camouflage ourselves and our equipment, veg up, as they say. And this is a very simple, easy, and efficient way to gather that vegetation very quickly and then apply it to ourselves easily. We can put this back in our pouch once we're done, and we're good to go. So another item right here, good for reconnaissance to remain undetected, camouflage ourselves, and conceal ourselves and avoid detection. All right, next we've got face paint. We just got a little bit of face paint that we can use to apply to the human features. We take the dark color, like this brown, and we would put it over the high points of our face, and then we would take the light color and this would go over the sunken features. So we're trying to use the camouflage face paint to reduce the human features, or the ability for the human eye to pick up on those human features naturally, because of all the high points on our face and that general V shape from shoulder to head to shoulder and then back down to the armpits and chest area. We're trying to avoid that. And so we can use our sniper veil here to go over ourselves to help reduce that shape, but then the face paint is to reduce the human features of the face and make it appear flat, or give the illusion that they're flat and that the colors actually blend into the environment as well, so people are less likely to see us. So we have camouflage. Next, just got a hank of 550 cord. We should have 550 cord in basically all of our kits. The purpose for this is to use the 550 cord for attaching camouflage, vegetation, and other materials to ourselves, or creating improvised camouflage. There's something called a Yeti, which is just a sapling bent over, tied together, and then we use the guts of the 550 to create just a lattice work. And then with that lattice work, or that netting from the guts of the 550 cord, we weave in our vegetation. We can use that Yeti, as it's called, to wear on our backs. We can get down in the prone, and now we have concealment over the top of us. It's like an improvisational ghillie suit, basically. But then we can use the sheath of the 550 cord as the actual lanyard or strap to secure that Yeti to ourselves, and then wear it with just a sling over one shoulder. So 550 cord, good for improvisation, a lot of different uses, but in this case we're going to use it for improvisational camouflage. Next, speaking of improvisational camouflage, just a cravat. Again, a lot of uses for a cravat, but we're going to use this primarily for camouflage. This could go around our heads so we don't have to paint our faces, or we could use this to go around our face. We could also use it to go over the watch, wrap it around our wrist over the watch as our watch cover, so the reflection of the watch with the sun's rays doesn't give our position away. So a lot of good uses for just a simple cravat like this. It's a fire and forget type of item in this kit. All right, next, we would probably have this item on our flick or load-bearing equipment, but we could carry another one or a secondary as part of this kit as well, because we need to be able to gather coordinates or get coordinates very quickly and be able to determine distance or get range estimation as well. And so having a GPS, one like this with a face, where we can actually see the contours of the map, we can get our grid, and then we can project and get a really good estimation of an enemy position and that grid location to report back. That way we can use it for targeting, well as using this as an escape and evade device. We can input an EPA plan if we want to, or at least have those benchmarks or those critical locations identified, committed to memory, and then use this to land navigate. And then if worse comes to worse, we can simply just take out the SD card in the back, destroy it, crack the screen, and then toss this away so it can't be used or it can't be recovered, and then the information on here used against us. So a GPS like this with the screen, really good tool for recon. All right, speaking of GPS, we're gonna need our land navigation items. So an alternate map of the area. This is a really good SOP, standard operating procedure, or TTP, technique, tactic, or procedure to use for anyone going on operations, especially in small units, is to have a backup map like this that is blank with just the area of operation. That way you can use this smaller map if you have to escape and evade, or you have to get out for some reason, you've been compromised, or you're separated. You have a map of the area that you can still use to terrain associate, do land nav, and get out of there the same direction as everybody else and move to a link-up point. And then just having a map like this is just a good tool to have, where you can use it if you drop your map or lose your map for some reason. You have another one or a backup right there. Then we have our notebook, so we can take down our notes, write down our reports, Boris and Eagle, whatever you want, and then keep this, report back. We're gonna need our writing sticks as well. We just have map markers right here, laminated maps, we can actually write on it, and then we can use our map markers. We can get away with just having the erase marker as well as one of the other markers in here. These are permanent markers, and so maybe for recon, we have non-permanent markers that can be wiped away very easily if they had to in an emergency. But we have map markers here with laminated paper, and we can even write on the back. Since this is just a clear sheet of paper, we can even take notes on this, write them down, put them back in our kit, and take that kit with us. Good things to have right here. Always have an erase marker, or a way to erase the marker from your map in any situation. So That erase marker is money secured to these markers. Good tool to have. We'd obviously have our compass on our load-bearing kit in our little compass pouch or a grenade pouch. We can carry an extra one or a smaller one in this kit, just in case we drop this one or we're separated from it for some reason, but a compass is going to be part of our recon kit as well. Get that direction to the target so we can provide that information from our hide site to hire. We can even use it to obviously call in fire. This is incredibly important. We can stay oriented with it, do land navigation, as well as get a lot of information using just this tool right here. And then some good to have items that can be part of this kit as well. Simple tape, another way to attach vegetation. It's green, so it'll blend in. We can use this for a variety of different purposes. Tape is going to be a good thing to have. This could actually be clipped to the outside of our flick as well. All of these items that you see can be placed in the load-bearing equipment or attached somehow, besides just thrown in a pouch. And so a lot of these items are all going to have that type of easy use where we could throw things in pockets, or we could simply have things and put them in our pouches and cross-load these kit items. Another good thing to have is a flashlight. We can use the red lens flashlight at nighttime, but having a flashlight to not only find our way, but to be able to write down reports, write down information, do land navigation, make sure we're plotting and moving in the right direction, especially at nighttime, is going to be important. So an emergency flashlight like this E-Light Petzl with its variety of functions. It's got a strobe for signaling, and then even a red strobe, and then that red lens that we can use at nighttime during low light, low visibility to remain undetected. We can still use this, throw a poncho or a poncho liner over top or get close together and then get down on the ground and actually look at our map and do our land navigation so we can move at night. Red lens is going to be important. All right, guys. Well, I really hope you liked this video. If you did like this video, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, leave me a comment in the comment section. I always appreciate your feedback. I want to thank you guys for everything you do for me, for this channel, for your likes, your views, your subscriptions, your comments, your feedback, and your shares. And I'll be back with another video as soon as I can, guys. Thanks.